Hey guys, I'm wondering if you remember these old school desks that I redid for the Blue Challenge. If not, you should go watch that video because I actually have more school desks and I've been kind of thinking like, what do I want to do? Blah, blah, blah. Couldn't really decide. And then Margie from the Asking Spot decided to host the Patio Furniture Challenge and I was like, yes, that is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two more school desks and I'm going to make them over into tables for my patio. And this is one of those that has kind of been on my list, is like I need to get some different tables because the tables that I have are some of the lower ones. The plastic one is cracked and yeah. And then I have another one over here, but I don't know if you remember my puppy, Ollie. Ollie was a wee little puppy when we got him. Ollie is not a wee little puppy anymore, and Ollie doesn't know that he doesn't fit under the same things that he used to. So when they are chasing each other around, Ollie likes to dive under the tables that he no longer fits under. Like he kind of does, he just kind of skims. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a problem. Also, there's a little bit of a surface problem, and yeah. My son tries to use the armrest to balance like drinks or food, and it hasn't gone well. So we need bigger tables, a little bit higher so Ollie can fit under them. Probably the more important thing. Yeah, he actually broke. They've broken like all of my pots. This plant sits on this table. Yeah, he ran under that, hit the table, knocked the plant off. It used to be in a terracotta pot. Now it's a plastic pot. The plant is okay. Thank goodness. This is like my very most favorite plant. Isn't it lovely? But the pot wasn't, so I would like to save some of my plants. So it's gonna be so pretty. I'm so excited about these. Like I had so much fun doing this. They're so pretty. I love how they came out and I can't wait to show you. So welcome to What Heather Did and let's get started. All right. So I originally intended this to be like a scrap buster or a paint buster, but that didn't work out. My daughter got involved and we had to get new paint. So I picked out the corals, she picked out everything else. And I had absolutely no plan here except to put paint on the desks. Now, what I don't show was the part where I cleaned it, scrubbed it, scraped it because there was a lot of sticky stuff on there, and primed it with just basic spray paint primer. And I'm just going in and painting. Just putting paint wherever I want, see what looks good, see if I like it. Having fun, because paint is fun. Okay, so here's where it, and I wasn't crazy about it. I do like things I do like. This right here, if I could recreate that with any kind of consistency, and I know what causes it, but I don't think I could actually make that happen intentionally. So, I don't know, maybe I could. I don't know. I like that, but that was me, because this, when I was doing, I like this too. I did the layers of the orange and yellow and just kind of misted them together, and I do like that. It leaves a texture that scratches off pretty easily, so that's what I was doing there. But I love the colors. I do love the colors, but, and then, see, like I like, but I don't like that. So I think what I'm going to do is give this a sand just to get the texture and smooth this out. And then I'm going to do the multiple colors, and I'm just going to do them in sections and not like this. So, okay, so I flipped it over to go ahead and do the bottom. I really like that color. I'm not gonna lie. And my son picked it. I figured I'd let my kids pick what colors went where. Pro tip: when you're using the little handle, don't shake by the handle. It won't work. I mean, it will, but it'll mess up your can and probably drop it. Also, when you're done, turn your can upside down and give it a little spritz to clear the nozzle. Okay, but I wanted to share with you. I bought this plant, I think it's called lantana. It's actually 3 different ones from my school at the end of the year. And if you see the yellow flowers right there that apparently my phone doesn't want to, how? It usually has a lot of yellow flowers. There we go. Yellow flowers. And there's 3 plants. So if we go back out, zoom out a little bit. Okay, there's 3 plants. There's these 2 here that are yellow, and then there was this one, which is a purple one. And I've been waiting and waiting. And the purple one didn't seem like it was going to do too well. And then all of a sudden it started really growing. It's kind of tangled up in my rosemary. Oh, it's got a little spider. Do you see the spider? Oh, I don't know if you saw it. But anyways, and then this branch like bent over and I thought it was broken. But look. I finally got purple flowers. I probably should have put this more in the sun. And it's kind of leggy. But I'm scared to move it now. But anyways, I'm really proud of my pretty flowers. Also, here is my, I can't get my rosemary in the shot. My rosemary is monstrous. Like it goes out over my sidewalk. Whee! Yep, that's my rosemary. Finally picked a color. We're gonna do Seaside on the Wi-Fi, this part. And I'm actually just gonna use a piece of paper to just kind of block off the overspray. Oh, and I gotta finish shaking. I'm not too worried. Like you'll notice there's a little strip of like purple still there, and this isn't gonna be perfectly even. Not that worried about it. I do go back and I do some touch-ups in some spots, but that's the back of it and it's going on my patio. It's not like it's the back and the underside. So it's not like that's going to be seen all that often. Now, look where my paint bubbled. You can literally watch it bubble. And this just has a because the layer underneath wasn't completely dry. So I'm going to have to sand that off and then repaint it, which is great fun. So this one I decided to do different. I did the sides first and then did like the underside. And I actually liked that better. Why am I painting the underside? In case anybody's laying on my porch and looking under them. And again, I'm not going for perfection on this part. I want it to look good, but like I don't get the very underside of the bar in the back. And so I'm not worried about that, but I do want it to look nice as you go. Okay, so this is the side that had bubbled. I just waited till it was completely dry, sanded it smooth, and then painted again. Very thin layers, and then I let it dry, and then I sprayed some more. And I do check it to make sure. There's some texture there, but it didn't bubble again. It's just texture from not sanding very smooth. Okay, so I'm going back and I'm fixing this top because I wasn't crazy about it. And I'm really low on the coral paint. I used a lot of it. And again, I'm just putting paint where I want to put paint. Wherever my little heart desired paint to go, that's where the paint went. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with spray paint. It was a good time. I was kind of getting that misty look. That's what I was going for. Okay, now These needed a little bit more, just some detail. So I found some stencils in my collection. I didn't tape well enough, I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're spray painting on a stencil, spray directly from above, directly down onto it, because the spray will kind of lift that stencil, so that did happen a little bit. And again, don't let it leak, not too much, because it'll leak under the stencil, which I had happen. And you can see here where the spray paint blew, I didn't have enough tape, so it blew up my paper. And it got under my stencil. The stencil I'm going to leave alone. I'm not going to worry about that. But I'll fix this with just a little bit of paint. See? Easy peasy. I do some more stencils around the edges, and I did a different stencil on the other desk. And for the legs, oh my gosh. I had my daughter just pick a stencil. I think it's zebra stripes. And I just held it up, like not necessarily even close, and just spray painted wherever I wanted. This was so much fun. Like, I was giggling while doing this. 10 out of 10 recommend. Alright, for the legs. Self-etching primer is the key because this is very smooth. First, wash them really well, cleaned them with alcohol, and then I sanded lightly and then cleaned them again. And then I'm doing 2 coats, light coats of self-etching primer. Once all that's dry, I went back in with my gold spray paint, which I didn't video apparently. But they look so pretty. And the paint is sticking really well. So self-etching primer on really shiny metal is the way to go. And last, paint the screws. That's not last. I'm not going to lie. I don't even think I washed these. I'm not going to lie. I just randomly sprayed paint. It was fun. I don't know if you remember this little guy. There was some bleed through the primer I'd used. It's okay. I tried some dark wax and that didn't work. So I cleaned it all up, sanded it, and then I'm spray painting it. Super good tape job there. Very concerned about getting spray paint anywhere. I might go back with some stencils. The other drawer was painted purple and it looked really pretty, and then I knocked it off into the grass. So I gotta wait for that paint to dry well enough for me to sand it and pick the grass out of it. Don't recommend that. Okay, now, coming up pretty close to the end, I'm just attaching the screws. Actually, attaching the legs with the screws. I'm not just putting screws on there. I found these little rubber washers to help protect the paint. And if you are enjoying this content, please be sure to like and subscribe. That is the best way to help my channel. Sharing the video is helpful too. If you feel so inclined, I do have links for Buy Me a Coffee and Amazon wish list below. Okay. Those legs. Does that gold not look so perfect? It is absolute perfection. You cannot convince me otherwise. Okay, I want to know, because this was just supposed to be a fun project, what is the most fun part of this? Like, what is something you would like to try? Just having fun with it. Comment down below. Okay, are you ready? We're ready for the reveal. Yay! Oh my gosh, aren't they so pretty? And yes, that is a lot of dirt on the ground. Welcome to West Texas, home of the blowing dirt. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for what Heather does next time.